What does a jury do after they have answered the two most important questions in a medical malpractice trial? What do they do after that to determine that you are really entitled to a verdict in your favor? You want to know the answer? Come join me for a moment as I share with you some great information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. So now we're at trial. The jury is now being asked for a verdict. Who is going to get a verdict in their favor? Is it going to be the injured patient, or is it going to be the doctor in the hospital? Well, in other videos I talked about the most important question the jury has to answer, and that is, was the doctor careless? Was he negligent? Yes or no? If the jury determines that the doctor was not negligent, was not careless, that's it. Case is over. Finished. Done. The injured patient walks away without anything. However, if the jury determines that the doctor was in fact careless, that he was negligent, then the jury has to answer the second most important question. Was that carelessness a cause of your injury? There has to be that connection, that link, that bridge that connects the wrongdoing to the injury. If the jury has determined that there's no connection, now case is over, finish. Again, the injured patient goes home without receiving anything. However, if the jury comes to the conclusion that yes, there is a direct link between the wrongdoing that the doctor did and the patient's injury, now the jury has to evaluate damages. That's what comes next after they answer the two most important questions. And they have to determine how much money you are to receive for all the harms and losses and injuries you received as a result of the doctor's carelessness. The jury actually has to put a value on each element of the damages that you're claiming. It might be for the suffering and the pain you endured from the time of the wrongdoing up until the time of trial. That could be a number of years. And then they also have to evaluate how much money you are to receive from the time of trial into the foreseeable future, because the doctors will have testified about for how many years this injury and this problem will affect you into the future. The jury also has to evaluate every aspect of all the damage you are claiming, whether it's medical expenses, whether it's lost employment, lost earnings, lost income. So now the jury looks critically to see how much money you are to receive for each and every element that you are claiming in this particular case. So why do I share this great information with you? I share it with you to give you an insight and an understanding into what goes on in these medical malpractice trials here in New York. You know, I understand you're watching this video because you have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York and you're thinking about bringing a lawsuit, but haven't done so yet because you still have questions that need answers, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your questions. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a fantastic day.